do you find the link? Oh, okay.
Ready.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Wall Township Committee on August 25th, 2025. Please rise to salute to the flag in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you read the sunshine statement, please?
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the official township newspapers and was posted to the Wall Township Municipal Building. All notices are on file with the township clerk.
Roll call.
Committeeman Farrell?
Here.
Committeewoman Mangan?
Here.
Committeeman Orender?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Beck?
Here.
Mayor Clayton?
Here.
We have 5 members present.
Thank you. Now we're going to have our summary of our fourth round housing element and fair share plan. Kendra.
Evening, Township Committee members. My name is Kendra Lealy, Township Planner for Affordable Housing. I'm going to give you a brief summary. I will not go through the same presentation I went through with the Planning Board, but essentially, municipality is faced with a fourth round obligation of 650 units. That is on top of a third round obligation of 1,250 units. You may remember the third round ran from 1999 to 2025. You put into place and received a judgment of compliance for the third round plan a couple years ago, and you have pretty much in about 60% of those units have either been constructed, approved, occupied, or in site plan approval. So kudos to the town for moving forward with so many units at this point and meeting that obligation. The fourth round obligation is 650 units. There are 3 projects that are being proposed to address that 650 unit. 546 units will actually be units on the ground. You get 162.5 bonus credits, which you are maxing out. So that includes inclusionary family units, 214 of which, it's 214, and then you get 25.5 bonus credits. You have inclusionary senior units of 195 units, and then you have 100% affordable housing project of 137 units, and you also get 137 bonus credits. As I mentioned and I wasn't sure if anybody's here, but in the public hearing for the planning board, there were 3 main things that the affordable housing goals and objectives that the Affordable Housing Committee wanted to look at when we were presented with 17 projects. So 17 developers have come to this municipality and proposed specific inclusionary projects to meet your affordable housing requirement for the fourth round. In vetting those in a very short period of time, we are working on an extension. These were to be due June 30th originally. We received a 2-month extension from the court. In those pretty much, I would say, about 3 months period of time. One of the things that an important piece of looking at these projects, we wanted to set some goals up. And that included ensuring that there was the most efficient use of land when we were considering these projects. We wanted to make sure that farmland was protected, that we were targeting redevelopment, that we were looking at the least number of development projects. In the third round, we had over 27 affordable housing projects or inclusionary projects that we worked with developers on. So we wanted to reduce that because we knew we had a reduced time frame, and the ability to negotiate good projects within that period of time was more concentrated on a few projects versus several. We also wanted to obviously maximize bonus credits. We want, should I wait?
No, they're just handing out the agenda there.
We wanted to maximize bonus credits. We wanted to maximize obviously the affordable housing set aside. So the typical affordable housing set aside is 20%. Try to negotiate at least a 25% set aside, so be able to obviously reduce the number of total market rate units. And then we wanted to max out our senior units. These were all goals and objectives as to meeting that most efficient use of land. In addition to that, again, by looking at providing 3 developers versus 15 or 16 or 17, that helped with negotiation on not only buffers and aesthetic improvements on properties, but also gaining public amenities from some of these projects, including enhancement of environmental resources like the lake at the Mill Run site, providing for parks and trails, park improvements, ball fields, potentially a school, community centers. Reducing warehouse space was a huge piece of the Wall owner property, and then of course providing roadway improvements above and beyond the pro rata share. So the 4 projects that are in the housing element and fair share plan that the planning board adopted, one was the Care One assisted living facility on Route 138. This was part of the 3rd round plan. We maxed out our senior units in the 3rd round, and so this was basically transferred to the 4th round. We are getting 32 senior credits from that project. Peddler's Village is one that you're familiar with on Atlantic Avenue. This is a redevelopment of a commercial building or commercial site. There will be 217 townhouse units, of which 45 will be affordable. We get 22.5 bonus credits for this site because this is what's known as a site of redevelopment. And the Fair Housing Act allows us to take half bonus credits for every affordable housing unit that is being provided. And so that's the Peddler's Village site. We know that there's a huge reduction in density from what the original proposal was many, many years ago, probably about 300 units reduced to 217. It's a different developer. We will see traffic flow improvements on Atlantic Avenue. Orchard Park will receive improvements by this particular developer, which is in walking distance, and there will be a significant buffer. We actually were able to reduce the number of units even with this particular developer and create a buffer along Atlantic Avenue in the circle, and that's honestly within the last month and a half of being able to negotiate with the developer. The other site is the Mill Run site at Allaire. That's the old Brisbane estate. This is being proposed of about 600 to 750 units. We don't know the actual number of units yet. There is not a developer on board. The state of New Jersey owns this property. The town is negotiating with the state as to what the development may look like on this property, but we anticipate it be basically 2 parts. One is an inclusionary development that a private developer will buy and develop, and the other would be 100% affordable housing site that the town will help to municipally sponsor and then work with a nonprofit to develop. In this particular case, this would be 100 in, because they no longer want the 12 transitional housing units, so this would be 143 100% affordable housing rental units, and 47 inclusionary units, which are pretty much typically single family or townhouses. It will also include 76 senior units. In this particular development, again, that's 266 affordable housing units. You will get 140 units of bonus credit. So about 400 units of credits in this particular development because you have the affordable housing units plus the credit bonus credits. And that comes in at about 4 to 5 units per acre, dwelling units per acre. So it's a pretty low density site. And then the final one is Wall Owner, which is on West Hurley Pond Road. This site is an active mining site. What's being proposed on about 200 acres for the residential use is 856 total units, 172 of which will be affordable, 116 will be family, and 56 will be seniors. We have maxed out our seniors with all these projects, and other than Peddlers, these 2 projects have a component of senior units included in that. The Wall Owner project is about 4.3 dwelling units per acre, again, a pretty low density. In the Wall Owner project, this is obviously redevelopment of a commercial mining operation. Potentially the opportunity to provide a senior center on site, reducing, this is where the reduction in the warehouse facility is. Distribution warehouse was being proposed on this site of about 2 million square feet, and that is being reduced substantially, and residential units in the place of that. With the Mill Run site, I failed to mention that obviously this is a redevelopment of a site that's been abandoned, that is certainly has safety concerns due to the fact that it is abandoned, that people really aren't supposed to be on the property, from my understanding. It's no trespassing. And this will become a new residential development or a new neighborhood, somewhat inclusive, meaning that, not inclusive in the fact that it's only residential. There will be some potential retail, there will be some public amenities, definitely trails, public trails that would also connect to Alair State Park. So public amenities, potentially the VFW hall, potentially a school, definitely lake enhancements and redoing the dam that's been left in disrepair. And finding that this, from a planning perspective, actually is a decent site for a new neighborhood when it is surrounded by woods and by forest. It gives a very good location for not only affordable housing, but market rate housing. So with that, Mayor, I don't have anything else to present. Be happy to answer any questions that you may have, but that's your plan in a nutshell. You're welcome.
Does anyone from the committee have any questions? Moving on to number 5, resolution to discuss in executive session. I don't currently see a need to go into executive session, so we're going to move on from number 5. At this time, we're going to go into public comments. Madam Clerk, could you read public comments, please?
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the committee's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A, the committee asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. The committee will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the Township Administrator's Office during regular business hours. The attorney will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting. Mayor?
Thank you. Being that this really isn't a question and answer session, it's a public comment session. If you do have questions that haven't been answered, we're going to gather those questions and we'll do our best to answer those at the end of our public comment session. Does anybody wish for public comment?
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall. I've sat through this presentation earlier. I don't think you've given enough notice. There's nothing attached. Your agenda says that you have attached as Exhibit A the fair share housing element. Could you hand me a copy of it so I could look at it? Because on this table up here, all you have is your resolution with nothing attached, and you have, the one-page agenda. So I would like to see a copy of it so I could comment on it. I mean, to me, this whole thing is so rushed. It's almost an embarrassment to think that you're just trying to, hope nobody was going to be here at 6 o'clock. You'd be out of here by 7 and home by 8. You have nothing here. So I'm not sure how we're supposed to comment on it without even having the handout of what you're actually voting on. I know they just changed 12 of the units. I don't know where the 12 new units going to be. Could you hold up your copy that you have? What are you voting on? Do you have Exhibit A in front of you right now? Anybody have it in front of you?
No.
No? So how are you going to vote on it? You don't even have it in front of you.
We've seen it.
Seen what? I would like to see what you're going to vote on. How are you going to vote on something you don't even have in front of you?
The plan was put on file 2 weeks ago, so it's on file for the planning board at the Township Hall, so it's been on file. The plan was also sent to every planning board member and to every governing body member. The plan is on the website. You can look at it there. There's many places where you can look at the plan. The plan doesn't have to be here at, attached to the agenda. It's
Well,
part-
then
it's
don't
part of the plan.
don't write your agenda and say attached as Exhibit A. I mean, that's
the
false
resol-
information.
It's the resolution where it says that.
I know.
It's not
And
the
when you
agenda.
say you have something attached, it should be attached,
It'll be-
because it's
it'll be
false
attached before
information.
it's filed.
Look, nobody even has what they're voting on in front of them. So talk about rushed, the vote should be tabled, let everybody know where it is, and on Wednesday night, when you have a municipal meeting, you do have a municipal meeting at 7 o'clock, that's when you should have been voting on this. You shouldn't have been trying to rush this through. You've completely lost a lot of credibility tonight. Everybody sitting here was like, what in the world is going on? How could we possibly believe that these people are really looking out for us?
Well,
Because-
if I might,
But
Mr.
you could talk when I'm finished. I'm not finished.
I apologize
Thank you.
profusely.
Thank you. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, and you've wasted a lot of people's time here. You do not have this attached, and you should not be voting on it. It should be tabled, call it a night, and let us look at it, because this is completely unacceptable, and your attorney here should tell you the same thing. Nobody even knew this meeting was happening. I shouldn't be having to put 5 posts up on Facebook. It's not right. You should have to table it. John, what are you saying? You don't want to table it? I heard you say, I don't want to table it.
Or I did not say that. I had a comment that Eric can speak on what all the notices were, as he did in the past.
Yeah, I mean, the plan, there's certain rules that you follow and everything is put on, the planning board has its own rules, where you have to put it on notice for 10 days before the planning board meeting. That law was followed properly, that's the MLUL. Nora from the planning board planner took care of all that, all the proper notice was given to the surrounding municipalities, it was sent to the state, it was put on the website, it's been available at town hall since it was put on file on the
When?
15th, right, it was put on file.
I think
Kendra
it
finished the
was-
plan, Kendra finished the plan, it was put on file on the 15th of August. So that's what's required by the law. Now, as far as the township committee meeting goes, it's just a resolution endorsing what the planning board just did. It was proper notice was given for the meeting itself in the papers. Sal could have talked to how the notice was done for this meeting. This meeting was a combined meeting of the planning board and the township committee. Planning board adopts first, township committee comes after. Notice was given separately for each of them and following all the proper laws and procedures. So if you want to challenge the notice, go ahead and challenge the notice. That you'll have until October 13th to do that. But these meetings were properly noticed under the law.
It says it was posted at 3:33 today on August 25th. Sorry, I don't think that's enough notice. I mean, you're voting on a plan for affordable housing for the next 10 years, and you had so many issues tonight with it, and now you're going to try and
Ms.
vote
Cross, you
on
have
it.
30 seconds left in your 5 minutes. Thank you.
Right. I think you should table the vote. There's no way you should be voting on this tonight. If you want to have a meeting and you want to have attachments, great. Don't lie and say you're attaching it when you're absolutely not. It's a complete lie. So Mayor Clayton, I suggest you table it. We're live streaming it. Lots of people are watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? All right, but he's a second.
Hans Sitkus, I live in Wall Township, Elaire, New Jersey. I just want to put this on the record, incoming, that I know this is a tough decision with the public housing and affordable housing, rather, but I would be extremely surprised if the Brisbane family did not protect themselves and their rights, and I'm putting that on public record, and it's believed that an attorney representing the Brisbane family was virtually certain that they will assert their rights, but it was believed that a Brisbane attorney representing the Brisbane family contacted a member of the committee here. So again, they just want to make sure that their rights are heard, and they will be following up accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Paul Taylor. I've lived in Wall Township since 1981. I've spent most of my life in southern Monmouth. I grew up in Belmar and in Neptune City. For a career, I work for the State Park Service, so I'm a little biased toward parks and open space. Alair is a special place. I didn't say this to my colleagues when I was working, but Alair Village is the finest historic site run by the state in New Jersey. It gets 300,000 visitors. I would defer to 500,000 visitors, and it is an important place. This project to develop a new community in the middle of a state park is a terrible idea. And I would say that the highest and best use for this mill-run property is as a state park. And I would urge you to consider that. I'm sure you all have been involved in acquiring property, open space, for the town of Wall, and I commend that. But what you have at Alair is essentially Wall's Central Park or Wall's Town Park. It is a huge amenity to the people of Wall Township, and I think it's a mistake to develop part of it in 750 housing units. After I retired from the State Park Service, I worked as a traffic surveyor for several engineering firms, Shore de Palma, and most recently Dynamic Engineering in Lake Como. I understand we haven't done a traffic survey, but one will have to be done prior to the development of the property, and it may involve a traffic light. How many people are going in and out of that place? If it's 750 houses, you might be able to assume that's what's that, 1,500 cars, and how many cars are going to be leaving and entering that property. Well, Mr. Tobias, you used to live on that road. Are we going to need a traffic light at the confluence with 524? I don't know. Are we going to need a deceleration lane or an acceleration lane? I don't know. But you're certainly going to need to provide sewers for that property and water. The water in that area, there are wells at Alair State Park, but they're to supply the park. In any case, I would urge you not to consider this mill run at Alair, however attractive, because it's something we should probably not be doing. We have to conserve what open space we have, and as someone who spent a career in parks, it's a good thing. I think I made my point, but good luck with your decision. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Robin Cervantes. I live in Wall Township. I've lived here since, I guess, 1999, and right around the time that the Mount Laurel rules were starting to change, and there were a lot of tense meetings that I attended back then, and the town really tried to work and do the right thing, but lawsuits happened, and time passed, and mortgage meltdowns happened, and a Great Recession happened, and here we are now 15, 20 years later, and faced with building in this whole state that is, it's so upsetting to see that it's all happening at the same time in towns all over the state. And nobody knows, when it's all said and done, just from round 3, what it's going to look like on the roads, in our environment, in our water supplies. Nobody knows. But yet, the state gives 6 months to come up with the next 10 years' worth of planning. And it is obscene. It's obscene that you have to be put on the spot to make these kinds of decisions for this town when you are stewards for this town. And you're flying blindly with 800-unit developments planned. It's mind-boggling to me. But I know that you're under pressure because the state puts you under pressure, because the state is worried probably about a change in the politics, what happens in November. I don't know. Everybody's trying to get it done fast. And that's horrible. It's horrible for our state. It's horrible for our environment. And it is going to be the ruination of this state. So I've been on a dais before. I know how hard it is when people come up at you, look at you, and accuse you of doing things that are underhanded and wrong, and that's the furthest thing from, I'm sure, what any of you are doing. But you're making big decisions here that will affect this town for the next, forever, basically, because once the forests are down and once the farms are paved over, it's over. It's going to look like North Jersey. I have no doubt in my mind when we're here for round 5 in 2036, this town will look nothing like what it looks like now. So I know that you're going to have a hard time doing what you're going to do tonight. My heart goes out to you. But please keep in mind, you have to be proactive going forward. You have to start buying with the open space funds, making good purchases, making good decisions, because some of this could have been circumvented earlier on. I can't speak for people who were up there before for 40 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. Some of it could have been circumvented with better planning. You have to worry about that going forward. But please, be good stewards for this town. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live here. I don't know how much longer a lot of people are going to live here based on the changes that are coming in the state. But I really hope for the people that eventually do live here, we can get through this and that it doesn't completely gridlock our roads and ruin our water supply and the whole air quality and everything else that goes with it. But I wanted to be able to say what I had to say. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none? A motion to close public comment.
So moved.
Second? Roll call?
Yes.
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 5 days to close the public comment.
Thank you. I'm just going to give a brief statement before I ask for the resolution to be read. Our last comment period was spot on. We, the Township Committee, deeply care about our community, more so than most people do because we're involved, right? This New Jersey housing mandate is tearing this town apart. It is unfair, and I believe we have been targeted because we are one of the most desirable communities to move to because of the planning of past committees. Wall Township has been well planned, which is why everyone lives here, and now everyone wants to live here. You make significantly more money building a townhome in Wall Township than you do in most New Jersey communities. And I do believe we've been targeted. This is not affordable housing. The whole thing's a scam. It's a scam because it's overdevelopment. With this overdevelopment comes Our streets, you can't even drive down Route 35. Our schools will be overflowing, which is why this plan put a school in. And our infrastructure, our water, our sewer, our everything will be maxed to its capacity. Our once quiet, farming-like community is being suffocated by a bunch of people in the state. These decisions have to be made now, and we were fortunate to get a 60-day extension where most towns did not. In those 60 days, we were able to put together a plan, and this is a preliminary plan. It's a concept. Brisbane's is a concept. It's owned by the state of New Jersey, and I can't see anything getting done there for 8 years or more, because they have to deal with the Brisbane family, then the environmental factors. When I started as a police officer in this town, that was a child treatment center. It was a jail. Call it whatever you want. It was a jail. And when juvenile prisoners escaped, we had to go out and notify the community that you have an escaped person running around. It wasn't a state park, and it's not a state park right now. Alair State Park across the street is. It's an abandoned facility right now. The state of New Jersey owns it and approached us to sell it. They wanted full market value homes, not even affordables. So we made it part of our plan. Again, it's a concept. We're not stopping with this plan. We're going to continue working, looking, trying to improve it. We're looking for redevelopment zoning, redevelopment, vacant buildings, something we can do, but because we were given a strict mandate to make this vote now, and we, like I said, we had a 60-day extension, we have to go out and hit our points. And I'll tell you why. If we don't hit our points, we can't maintain the fight that we've already started. We are currently joined with 28 other municipalities. Only 29 of us in the state of New Jersey joined this. We are suing the state of New Jersey in federal court because they are violating the New Jersey Constitution by forcing this upon us. This is supposed to be a local rule thing. So we're not idly standing by and just taking our lumps. We are truly trying to fight back. However, the vote here keeps us on solid footing when we go to the judges, when we go in front of the courts. We have to be, we really think being in compliance is the best bet for us to have a fighting chance. And we're trying. And it's an uphill battle, and it's been a losing battle, but we're not going to give up. When you have to do these housing things, you have to ask yourself who benefits from this. Well, people that benefit from this are developers, large landowners, engineers, attorneys, builders, planners, all the experts. But no one really benefits too is the political class that's making these bills that we have to follow. They get donations from these folks. And I just find that Wall Township has been targeted. So we're not going to give up. This isn't something we idly sit by. I'm not against affordable housing. I don't think any of us are. What we're against is state tyranny, forcing things down our throat. We want local control. We want time to be able to come up with good, solid plans to redevelop blighted areas in town and those type of avenues. And that's what we're looking to do. We're also negotiating with the developers. We're creating more green space in this round. When Mr. Tobias came on, he came on with 30 years of planning experience from planning boards. And we're also looking for better setbacks, higher building material, because when their last construction truck leaves, we're the ones that are left dealing with the problems. And the people that live there are our new residents. They're Wall Township residents. And we don't want them to have problems either. Right now, the Democrats hold a supermajority in the state. That's who's voting for this. Republican assemblymen, senators have introduced bills to try to put a moratorium on this, and they don't even make it to the floor. This plan is vastly improved than it was 2 months ago. 2 months ago, we were looking at 10 sites. And there's nobody more fed up about this than us. Our goal is to protect Wall Township. This isn't the community I grew up in, and it's not the community my children grew up in. So don't think we're sitting back on our hands not fighting for this. We are. And with that, anybody else have anything they wish to say?
The question, based upon what you just said?
The comment period's over, Ms. Cross.
I know, but if you...
Wednesday night, though.
Before, I would have asked my question.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Prior to the resolution being read and any vote being taken by the Township Committee, I do want to just make abundantly clear, as Mr. Nolan indicated, the Township complied with all of its legal obligations with regard to noticing. So any action that may be taken by the committee tonight was done so in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Thank you.
Why is nothing attached to your agenda tonight so we have it in front of us? And why don't...
Ms. Cross, there is no question and answering session. That was made abundantly clear. Thank you.
You're not in accordance. You don't have it attached and you don't have it in front of you.
Thank you, Ms. Cross. Madam Clerk, Resolution 25-0819.
Is authorization to endorse a fourth-round housing element and fair share plan. Mayor?
Is there a motion for this, to adopt this resolution?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Farrell?
Yes, and very reluctantly, I'm sorry.
Committeewoman Mangan?
Yes.
Committeeman Orander?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht?
Yes.
Mayor Clayton?
Yes,
We have 5 yeas.
thank you. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Have a good night, everyone.